What is up, denizens of the interwebs? It's Ours Chats here coming at you in the video, and it looks like Coca-Cola has decided to throw their hat into the rink of making the worst possible soda advertisement ever, competing only with Pepsi's Race Unity ad, where they had a woman end a Black Lives Matter riot by handing riot police a can of Pepsi. That was a real advertisement, unfortunately. But it seems like Coca-Cola has decided that it's their turn in the spotlight of shittery, as they have released a new advertisement made completely with AI. Now, to those who do not know, the NPCs over on any and all forms of social media think AI is literally the devil. They think AI is designed explicitly to steal jobs, and while they're right on some things, they definitely catastrophize exactly the extent to which AI is impacting things. Now, of course, that doesn't mean I endorse Coca-Cola, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, using AI for an advertisement that would have been well within their means to make using normal means, but instead, because they're being lazy and really pinching the pennies because, well, cost of production keeps going up. I can't exactly fault them, but at the same time, you have the means to make an actual advertisement, maybe do that. So, before I get into it any further, like, subscribe, and let's get into some articles. Coming from the New York Post, Coca-Cola ripped for ugly AI-generated Christmas commercial dystopian nightmare. Now, I've only seen a little bit of it, so I might as well figured we should watch a bit of it together.
Holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming.
That is so aggressively AI. I can't even imagine why they thought this looked good. I mean, yeah, kudos on them for almost getting the number of fingers right, because while Santa has all 5 fingers, this woman over here's only got 4. This guy has the normal amount, but they look a bit awkward. And you can just tell by the absolute uncanny nature of the face design, whatever the hell is going on with his eyebrows. I mean, I guess I can't complain about other people's eyebrows, but still. And the ungodly, terrifying mouth right there.
It's always Coca-Cola.
So that was the advertisement. It was short, it was not sweet, kind of creepy, and it was completely and utterly uncanny. I mean, look at these faces. You have the issue where teeth kind of blend into each other, which is a common issue AI has when rendering teeth. I mean, the snow looks fine, but she's got completely no snow on her. Well, she probably snores some. And of course, the person in the back looks completely dead, all while this person has the most horrifying dental accident since the British. And down here at the bottom, it does mention that it was created by Real Magic AI. Also, what the hell am I looking at with this Santa Claus's foot? I'd zoom if I can, but Washington Post doesn't seem to let me. This is absolutely horrifying to look at, and is an absolute indictment as to why companies like Coca-Cola shouldn't be using AI in their advertisements. Because the real problem with this is the reason they use AI is because they're lazy. That's the sole reason. It's pure laziness and possibly a bit of greed. But the problem is, when you're lazy, you make bad mistakes. And when the AI isn't exactly ready, you just make horrendous mistakes that instead of creating a heartwarming environment, more creates an uncanny one that's more likely to make people more hesitant to buy your product. But maybe, just maybe, they can actually justify the rationale behind making this advertisement. Now, as pointed out here, the point of this advertisement is to pay homage to 1995 Holidays Are Coming campaign, with the new 15-second advert depicts a fleet of cherry red trucks driving down a snowy road to deliver ice-cold bottles of cola to customers in a festively decorated town. You know, given the design of this town, you just leave it outside for 5 minutes and you get a nice cold bottle. Now, Jason Zada, the founder of the AI studio Secret Level and one of the 3 Coca-Cola collaborators with on this product, argued that there is still a human component that creates the warmth in the clip. Zada told Ad Age, the harnessing generative AI for something as complex as a commercial is not as easy as just pressing a button. While that is true, you have to get very specific and very granular with the kind of input you're going to put into the program to generate exactly what you need. It's going to take multiple different instances, and it's going to take a lot of power to actually generate the image you're trying to get. For those of you who have actually messed around with an AI generator, I haven't messed with any videos, but even getting an image generator to get you exactly what you want is pretty difficult and can be a bit of a feat in and of itself. Now, there's a pretty common expression. AI should be used as a tool, not as the full creative process. And that's the issue here, is AI isn't being used as a tool. This is exclusively AI. And you can tell, because the AI is not whatsoever built up to actually function and create a properly looking advertisement. You can tell it's AI. It looks horrifying. Here it is again with the 4 fingers. And no one in this article bothers to point out that there are only 4 fingers. But let's see whether or not Zada can continue on to defend this. And Pratik Thakkar, Coca-Cola's vice president and global head of generative AI, why the fuck does Coca-Cola have a head of generative AI? Explained that the company is bridging its heritage with the future in technology with a next-gen campaign. Using the technology, he argued, saved money and, not to mention, time. More than cost, it's the speed, Thakkar told the outlet. Speed is, I would say, 5 times, right? And that's a huge benefit. The production time would have taken traditionally much longer, so that is a huge benefit. And then you can do more variety and more customization and more personalized, he continued, and that's the way to go, with resources rather than doing less and spending less. However, it still left some Coca-Cola fans feeling far from festive, saying the video lacks emotion, which is, well, true. And the question I would love to ask is, what is the point in saving time on an advertisement that is going to possibly do a significantly large amount of brand damage? Regardless of whether or not you think it is justified, people hate generative AI. They hate it when corporations use it. They don't even support low-level artists using AI to help fill in. Not just create in general, but they don't allow people to fill in as a general rule on the internet. So you think they're going to be perfectly fine with you making this? And while a lot of people, especially older people, aren't going to know what's wrong, because I guarantee you most people do not give a 2 shakes of rat's ass about AI, they're going to know something looks wrong because this advertisement looks wrong. It looks bad. It does, like this moose. Has this, well, not a person, so people work with, has this AI ever seen a moose before? But of course, I'm not the one to criticize it. There are a lot of other people who have levied their own criticisms, and thankfully, the Washington Post has gone out of their way to highlight those errors. The world is so over if the Christmas Coca-Cola advert is made with AI, one user wrote on X, per the E! Independent. Well, one user who wrote on X, you can't fucking read. It's in bold text. Sad to see this was made with AI, generated program, another added in the YouTube comments. Speaking of the YouTube comments, maybe you should check those. Just saw an AI generate Coca-Cola commercial on TV. Generally, how are we letting this happen? I feel like I'm watching the death of art and our planet unfold in front of my eyes, and no one else seems to care. Well, because this isn't going to kill art. If you think Coca-Cola advertisements are any form of art, buddy, you might need some help. But like I said, the YouTube comments. How about we go check that? Here's the YouTube video posted by LLLITL. Who the fuck needs that many L's? Whatever. Hilarious coming from the company which once used the slogan, "You can't beat the real thing." Moving in slow motion creepy expressions. Yep, it's AI magic. I love how these companies keep barreling down these efficiencies and don't realize the more they do, the more they will not make more money, and as less and less people have work, and then those same people won't be spending a dime on their products. At some point, they need to realize trying to squeeze profit out of cuts like this is going to catch up to them more and more. I would never do Coke again. Well, it has just been brought to my attention that there is a second AI-generated Coca-Cola ad, so how about we give this one a watch as well? Those trees looked pretty damn bad. Well, I missed the polar bear. I should probably let this play out full. What? There's no way that passed quality control. Hold on, let's EFAP that real quick. So, I mean, I can't even fathom how someone could think that making something like this is a good idea. I mean, the polar bear splashing here, water does not, I mean, the trees are shifting. Water does not move like that. What's going on with the bear's AI cannot do movement very well. And the trucks, they kind of keep shifting. Like this one seems to be changing size. It just seems to be growing instead of moving. I am so confused how something so low resolution. I mean, look at this cityscape. There's nothing back there. The only thing that seems to... Wait, hold up. Did they misspell Coca-Cola? Or did I misread that? Nope, looks like the only thing they got correctly is the logo. This logo doesn't even look like it's part of the ad. It looks like it was superimposed over top of the advertisement, which I would not put it past them. Because as you look at these ones, these do not look like Coca-Cola. This is... I would be okay with them doing these AI ads. Almost. I would be almost okay with them doing these ads if they weren't shit. This is so bad. Let's check out some more of these comments. Make the commercial an unrecoverable lost media. That would be pretty nice. Pepsi looking good, real good right now. Honestly, that's the first time I've ever had to agree with that. What's even more interesting is it looks like the market has decided to respond in turn. Taking a look at Coca-Cola stock prices over the last month, it looks like November 5th was around the time the ads were posted, as this one right here was in fact posted 6 days ago, so that would have been, November 10th? So that's when that was shared to YouTube, not whenever launched. And if you take a look here, Coke had a peak at 11.4 and then dropped a significant amount. $2 share value per is a pretty significant drop off, and it's just continuing to go down. It looks like this advertisement is not being received very well by the market, with a steady decline. A little bump there, but generally a steady decline. So I have a feeling that a lot of people, including the people who actually care about the Coca-Cola brand, aren't going to be too pleased about exactly what's going on with this advertisement. And more importantly, they don't deserve any pity for this. If you make a stupid decision like this, you kind of deserve the reduce in stock value. So I think the lesson is pretty ubiquitous here. You can't just generate AI and get away with it because, well, people don't want it. People don't want AI, regardless whether or not it's a reasonable complaint. I'm not making a statement either way. Personally, the way I feel about AI is small companies, like under 100 employees, indie comic writers who can't afford an artist and don't have a drawing talent. Maybe. I definitely don't think AI should be used for storytelling. But then again, I don't really have an issue with people writing books with AI because, well, they won't be good, so they won't sell. But when it comes to something like art, there are times where I can excuse AI art a little bit. But when you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, you can't excuse it, because all you're going to do is you're going to release an incredibly inferior product that's going to turn off more people than it'll turn on. This advertisement is a complete lack of comprehension of what the market trends are. I mean, yeah, sure, the internet is not representative of real life in most cases, but I have a feeling this is one of the ones where it will be, especially when you're putting out something that wouldn't pass the bar in the most superficial quality control test. This advertisement looks worse than those old Kleenex ads, but that's not even the intention of this advertisement. That at least was an art style. This is just the best that your AI can generate. And when it's failing to properly stimulate movement instead of just making trucks grow and can't render the proper amount of fingers, maybe it's time you go back through and you, fix it. But that's what I've got. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about all this, and I will see you guys on the next one.